know, Peter, this all seems kinda creepy.
Number 20. Ellen's Dark Side. In the early years, Ellen DeGeneres had a reputation as one of the nicest and most relatable comedians in the business.
I'm in a good mood today. I'm in a good mood every day, really.
However, as time went on, we noticed a few cracks in her mask of positivity. To us, the first sign was during a Family Guy cutaway where Ellen kept talking over her guests, barely letting them get a word in edgewise. Only later on would the allegations of her harassing and intimidating her staff reach the public.
Are you just going to talk over everything?
I love talking on TV. I'll do anything to talk on TV.
Was the cutaway a coincidence or a warning? Either way, not long after the controversies broke out, Family Guy naturally couldn't resist riffing on it when given the chance. Number 19. Passion of the Christ sequel. While on their second honeymoon, Peter and Lois discover the film reel for a sequel to Mel Gibson's The Passion of the Christ.
Wow, Mel Gibson's secret screening room.
Hey, what's this?
This sequel has the Messiah teaming up with Chris Tucker for an intense homage to the Rush Hour series. Peter made sure no one ever saw this film. However, after being teased for years, Gibson officially announced the resurrection of the Christ. Despite Peter's best efforts, Gibson succeeded in getting a sequel. Just not the one he originally planned. It's a shame this version won't have the tagline,
"Let he who is without sin kick the first ass."
Number 18. RIPXXXTentacion. Stewie has fallen into the pratfalls of being a child star, and Brian tries to rescue him.
Stewie, this has gotten out of control. If you're going to continue on this path, you need to know what your future holds.
He pulls out a chart of infamous child stars who either died, ended up in the adult video industry, or both. Notice how close the RIP and XXX are together. Some associated the XXX with controversial rap star XXXTentacion, who was tragically murdered in 2018.
Police say the artist, whose real name is Jose Onfroy, was leaving a Broward County motorcycle shop yesterday when he was shot by two men who ran up to his car. He was rushed to a hospital but did not make it.
The episode with the chart debuted 2 years before the rapper's murder, leading many to believe that Seth MacFarlane somehow predicted his death. Is it a stretch? Possibly. But is it eerie to look back on what we know now? Definitely. Number 17. Rhode Island legalizing weed. Brian went through a lot of trouble to get cannabis substances legalized in Quahog. He even did a whole song and dance routine with Stewie.
It's the only help that you'll ever need because everything is better with a bag of weed.
There you go, you're all getting it now.
In 2022, several years after the episode's debut, the real world finally reflected Brian's efforts. Rhode Island, the state where the show takes place, legalized cannabis for recreational use. It took longer than a simple musical number to make it happen, but it allowed citizens of Rhode Island to buy and sell the substance legally and safely.
Cannabis legalized at the stroke of Governor Dan McKee's pen, the 19th state to do so, joining 4 other New England states that have also legalized.
Brian undid all his hard work to publish his novel, and we all know how well that went. Hopefully things won't end up the same way there. Number 16. Putins' intimidation. While on a mission to stop a Russian sleeper agent, Brian and Stewie end up face-to-face with the Prime Minister himself, Vladimir Putin. He intimidates them with various weapons, only to psych them out and offer help.
Gentlemen, let me put your minds at ease. I know why you are here, and I mean to help you.
Years later, when Putin became president of Russia, many fans claimed this scene was a prediction of his strategy for the Ukrainian situation. He raised tensions at the border while promising peace between the European countries. While the contexts are different, it's easy to see how the two moments parallel each other, and neither gives us hope of things ending as peacefully as he promises.
Well, he was putting us on, huh? Right? What do you think of that? Chevy? Right? That would have passed for funny in one of your movies, right? Okay, moving on.
Number 15. British censorship. While relaxing in a fancy hotel, Peter puts on some high-class British adult films.
Yeah, and look at this. They even got some of that high-class British porn.
This classy piece of cinema has a British couple considering getting intimate, but then decide not to. When they do get in bed together, there's absolutely no movement, no passion, and everything is covered up. Little did British viewers know that several years later, in 2017, the UK's government would pass a law placing their adult movie websites behind an age verification wall.
It's demanded age checks for every UK porn user.
Many worried this would allow them to censor more of the internet. This Family Guy clip was a sign of things to come for their privacy. Number 14. Iceman's orientation. In one particular cutaway, Peter recalls Iceman sneaking into a gay bar behind his wife's back.
Honey, where'd you go when you went out last night?
Just over to Tom's house. Played some poker, had some brewskis, you know.
Another classic tongue-in-cheek cutaway. Or is it? The original episode with the gag aired in 2006. However, in 2015, the X-Men comics vocally confirmed that Bobby Drake is, in fact, gay. He kept it hidden from the world out of fear of being persecuted even further. He was having a hard enough time being a mutant in an anti-mutant world. Did seeing the Family Guy cutaway inspire Marvel to reveal this side of Iceman to the world?
At least they know how to touch a man. Oh, walk away.
Probably not, but it was a nice stepping stone to allowing him to accept himself. Number 13. The Bitcoin rise. The Griffins are having financial struggles again, and Lois wishes there were a better way to save money.
Peter, every month our savings get smaller and smaller. We really gotta figure out a better way to budget for this family's future.
Bitcoin.
What?
I don't know.
Peter offhandedly mentions Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency, but no one gives it much thought. However, no one expected that in the early 2020s, Peter's offhand mention would cause the Bitcoin market to skyrocket. Prices rose to the thousands and continued growing. Major companies capitalized on the coin. Even PayPal added Bitcoin support. It's one thing for Peter to inspire comedians, but he caused an economic rise for cryptocurrency without really trying. We're not sure if he ever really invested in Bitcoin, but if he did, let's hope he does better than cryptocurrency Carl.
Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. No!
Number 12. The Will Smith slap. The incident between Will Smith and Chris Rock at the 2022 Oscars became one of the most infamous pop culture moments of the decade. In the aftermath, many noticed a similarity between the slap and a Family Guy cutaway 20 years prior. To set the scene, Brian recalls the time Peter and Lois went to a concert.
Peter's not exactly the most understanding guy when it comes to you and other men.
The charming singer on stage dedicates his next number to all the ladies in the audience. In a jealous rage, Peter storms the stage and punches the singer's lights out. While they have different contexts, it's hard not to notice the similarities between the incidents.
This next one is for all the ladies out there.
Rock should be thankful that Smith only slapped him instead of following Peter's example and decking him. Number 11. Grim headlines. Stewie has been fighting tooth and nail against Doug to be crowned the class snack captain.
Stewie Griffin is now running for snack captain, and I will defeat that jerk Doug.
However, his efforts to get attention are constantly blocked by two grim news articles involving Gaza and the Middle East. The episode aired almost a year before the Middle Eastern crisis in 2023 and the horrific attack on the Gaza Strip. Yet these seemingly random articles mentioned both events vividly. Did Seth somehow know these tragedies would come to pass and try to warn us? In any case, it makes it much more uncomfortable to rewatch this episode knowing what would happen next. No offense, Stewie, but these are more important than your debate with Doug.
Stewie Griffin for snack captain.
Thank you, Stewie.
Number 10. Antonin Scalia's death. Family Guy likes its what-ifs, and one of them sees Peter in a world where Quagmire married Lois instead of him. When Peter is given an opportunity by Death to change it back, Brian objects when Death tells them that Dick Cheney killed several political figures, including Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia.
Man, it's been a busy day. Dick Cheney, the chairman of Halliburton, shot Supreme Court Justice Scalia in a hunting accident, and a bullet went right through him and killed Karl Rove and Tucker Carlson.
Fast forward 9 real-world years, and Antonin Scalia died in his sleep, likely from heart-related causes.
He died in his sleep last night after a day of quail hunting outside El Paso, Texas. His death apparently of natural causes.
However, it was the day after he'd gone on a hunting trip. So while Family Guy didn't get the cause right, it's still odd that hunting was involved.
Oh my God, Peter, you can't marry Lois.
I don't know who any of those people are.
Number 9. Brett Ratner's misconduct. In 2007, director and producer Brett Ratner was accused by half a dozen women of sexual harassment and assault.
Today, 6 women have accused director-producer Brett Ratner of sexual harassment and misconduct.
While Ratner's legal battle over one incident ended without a public resolution, he's effectively been out of work in Hollywood for years, though he has been attempting to make a comeback of late. Family Guy, it turns out, knew the writing was on the wall years earlier in 2012.
I hope we're not too late. You should not be out here. Bidding is about to start.
What the hell? Stewie!
An episode parodying the movie Taken sees Stewie go undercover as an underage girl being bid on by various wealthy men. One of these is announced as being Brett Ratner.
I have 50,000. I have 75,000. Thank you, Brett Ratner.
He's certainly lucky Liam Neeson wasn't involved. Number 8. Barry Manilow's orientation. Barry Manilow is loved by millions of fans, and some of his biggest fans are in Quahog, with Peter, Joe, Cleveland, and Quagmire all loving his work, even if they're reluctant to admit it.
I mean, he's got like one good song.
Yeah, I mean, Mandy is not terrible.
Yeah, the opening's okay.
The foursome attends his concert, and Quagmire is lucky enough to be serenaded by Manilow himself, to the tune of Mandy.
How happy you made me, oh Quagmire. Well, you came and you gave without taking.
I would never take from you, Barry.
Although Manilow singing a love song to a man may have been played for a gag in the episode, it wasn't far off from reality, as Manilow later came out as gay in 2017.
It was sensational. Kate, it was just sensational. And I knew it was going to be all positive because I know these people.
Although rumors had long persisted about his orientation.
And I like Weekend in New England.
Yeah, that's a good one. Looks like we made it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Right?
I love Barry Manilow.
Oh my God, he's the best!
Number 7. Charlie Rose's downfall. When Peter inadvertently ruins the career of local newsman Tom Tucker, he compares the anchor's fall from grace to Charlie Rose. A cutaway implies that Rose is doing the news after drinking heavily the night before.
Today on CBS This Morning, we'll be talking about how much sleep you need to not be drunk from the night before.
That's not what we're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
But little did the Family Guy writers know that Rose would fall much further than reading the news hungover.
The veteran journalist fired from CBS News, and PBS terminating their relationship with him amidst an avalanche of sexual misconduct allegations.
In 2017, a year after the episode aired, Rose was fired from both CBS and PBS after multiple allegations of sexual harassment going back decades. The show got the fall from grace right, even if how Rose fell differed from their version.
We now return to CBS This Morning with Charlie Rose sadly pressed against the window.
Coming up this morning, Christmas came early.
Number 6. Paul Walker's death. Much like his character, Brian O'Connor from the Fast and Furious films, actor Paul Walker was an avid car enthusiast. However, Walker was tragically killed in a high-speed car accident on November 30th, 2013.
The deaths of Fast and Furious star Paul Walker and his friend killed in a fiery car accident over the weekend.
In an eerie coincidence, earlier that week, Brian Griffin also died in a vehicular-related accident. Both Brians meeting their fate in the same week struck several Family Guy fans as rather spooky.
Thank you so much for coming, guys. Brian would be very thankful that you're here.
And while Brian Griffin ultimately came back because of time travel, all that could be done for Walker were some fitting and emotional tributes, both in Furious 7 and on Family Guy.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Number 5. Kevin Spacey's harassment allegations. In 2017, in yet another scandal that erupted from the hashtag #MeToo movement, actor Anthony Rapp came forward with the allegation that fellow actor Kevin Spacey made advances on him when Rapp was underage.
Spacey also under fire for his reaction to actor Anthony Rapp's allegations.
This sparked several others to come forward with more accusations of similar misconduct. However, back in 2005, Family Guy featured Stewie Griffin accepting money from Brian to go streaking through the mall yelling that he'd escaped from Spacey's basement. Clearly, Family Guy staff had the inside scoop on all Hollywood's unsavory secrets years before the press even got a hold of them.
So you're not interested in having sex with Kevin Spacey? Oh, good. Kevin's going to love that.
Number 4. Caitlyn Jenner's gender identity. In 2015, Caitlyn Jenner came out as a trans woman. Her transition helped spread awareness to non-trans people about trans identities, even if her views are considered odd compared to most in the community. But once again, Family Guy was years ahead with their predictions. A 2009 episode saw Stewie express his disbelief that Brody Jenner was born to a woman like Caitlyn.
An elegant, beautiful Dutch woman.
This may have been another open secret in the industry that the showmakers knew about beforehand. Or maybe Seth MacFarlane is magic. We know which possibility we prefer.
Hey, I've been right about these things before. Remember what I said in 2009?
Number 3. Robin Williams' death. Comedian and actor Robin Williams was a beloved icon for decades.
You don't know about real loss, because that only occurs when you love something more than you love yourself.
Tragically, Williams took his own life in 2014 after experiencing worsening health problems. In a bizarre twist of fate, Family Guy once did an episode where everything Peter touches becomes Robin Williams.
Gonna have some hot tea, baby, this morning.
While Peter enjoys it at first, Williams' presence everywhere begins to take a toll on his mental health, and he tries to make it stop permanently. It's a dark pseudo-prediction on its own, but in an eerie coincidence, this same episode aired in the UK the same day Williams died.
I guess Disney wouldn't let us do the Aladdin one.
Number 2. Boston Marathon tragedy. On April 15, 2013, the Boston Marathon suffered a terrorist attack by 2 brothers, whose homemade explosives killed 3 and injured hundreds.
Tonight, these streets seem frozen in time. At that moment this afternoon,
it was a horrific event that's still shocking years later. However, it's made even more shocking by the fact that Family Guy seemed to foreshadow the event in a cutaway. Peter mentions winning a marathon, and a flashback shows him driving through the runners to win the Boston Marathon.
I haven't felt a rush like this since I won that marathon.
It's already a dark joke, but with hindsight and the fact that the other parts of the episode see Peter unwittingly become a terrorist, the sight of him causing mass death at the specific city's marathon is downright grim.
That was some pretty rough stuff.
Number 1. Quarantine and anti-vaccination movement. In 2016, Family Guy did an episode focused on the anti-vaccination movement.
Well, that was before internet chat rooms made everybody an expert. It's a better world now.
Lois and Peter persuade the town to forego vaccination, and predictably, all of Quahog is put in quarantine until they can be vaccinated. While the anti-vaxxer crowd certainly predates COVID-19, it's still wild to see that the show predicted this several years before the pandemic began.
You happy now, Lois? Because of you, there's a measles epidemic and the whole town is quarantined.
The episode essentially boiled down the cycle of quarantines and vaccination refusals that have extended the pandemic across large swaths of the world. Given how frequently they predicted future events, we wonder if the Family Guy writers have been given a shot at something special themselves.
It's bad enough you guys aren't vaccinating Stewie. Now you're trying to convince other people to make the same reckless choice?
I'm also gonna pet a bunch of dogs without asking.
Don't do that. We don't like that.